crazy to think that we're already at part 8. You know, things are going quick, we are going well, but I do hope you all enjoy. If you have, do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and do keep an eye out for the full movie when it does come out. And I shall see you all later. We start the day by making cheese, because cheese is good. And then we put some apples into our billy cans before collecting some of our carrots, which were finally ready. Farming is going to pay off big for us. I mean, the amount of stuff we're collecting, we're going to make some big money. Look at that, 350 carrots. And we started to check the weather, and yeah, no meteor shower. We've not done well. Anyway, Sheila was visiting, and she said, you know what, I want a spag bol. Can you get me one? I had a look what it requires. I have no tomatoes, is a no from me. But then I went to Milburn, said, look, here's some cheese, and he gave me a palmy and chips, which I think is like cooked, like it's like chicken with cheese on top and some chips. I mean, I think I've had one before. They're quite nice. But anyway, our crab pots, they're finally working. They're going well. Animals got looked after, and then we went round collecting some of our bananas, because cooked bananas, Sheila was paying good money for them. Pretty sure she pays like 2.5 times the normal amount. So we give her 20, and she actually gives us 15k, and we were like, you know what, that's not bad. Easy money. So we run around collecting a few bananas, have a look around, see if we can find any. Find an X, we're like, let's dig it up. Boom. Something was speaking to me. The gods were speaking to me, and we got an amber chunk. But we had another 20 bananas, which we quickly cooked, and again, you know, another 15 easy kale. It was actually 22, but you know, it's around the same, 16.7. I mean, end of the day, easy money. We just kind of spent that money straight away on kale seeds, so we wanted to get that planted. At this point, we were making most of our money through farming. Like, we're at that sort of point in the game where a lot of things slow down. We have got a decent amount of money, but to get anything else, we need more, and it's just annoying. Also, we went out and collected a bunch more bananas, and Sheila was like, yeah, I don't want to buy bananas anymore, so we called it a day out of anger. Next day, it's a new week, and we are collecting cheese, because, yeah, we got to collect the cheese, make some more cheese, and it's not raining, but you know what? Jackhammer time. We're getting one. We sell our amber chunk. Obviously, we're hoping for a big amount, and then you kind of remember, oh, amber chunks don't actually sell for that much later on in the game. We need a meteor shower. We need to sell a big meteor for like 600k. But as I was saying, we are at sort of that point where, like, you know, we are like sort of in the late game at this part, but we need a lot of money to buy anything new or progress, or we just need the villagers to come. So a lot of these days, I know people are going to look at it and say, look, you're wasting time. Why aren't you going till late every night? Why are you not making the most of your time? And it's like, because I've got nothing to do some of the nights. I spend myself walking around, like, looking like, what do I even do at this point? Obviously, see, we kept spending money on seeds and buying more seeds so we can fill up this area, because we just want constant, like, you know, veg to sell. And we even expanded the farming area a little bit, because we realised we didn't make it that big. Until we kind of unlock more people stay in, especially like Sheila and all that, who are very difficult to get to stay, because you need like a variety of food, or even just a massive variety of different like products to give her to make food. It's very difficult to get to stay, and you need every islander to stay so we can get the airport. And then that's sort of when we make like the next advance, and yeah, we're still nowhere near that. So at the moment, I'm sort of in that sort of slump of making like slow, gradual upgrades. It doesn't feel like a lot. We're grinding away, making different jams, making brews, you know, just hoping to make big money whilst we sit around and wait. And it's the same way how we're going to get license points quick, by just doing these random tasks. But you can see, we've been making a bunch of brews, a bunch of jams. We even started smelting a bit. We're making our wattle teas. Our plan was, we were really close to having 50 of everything, so we just collected it all up. And we now had 50 of the apple jams, and we just needed one more wattle tea, and we would have got that the next morning. Also, our jackhammer was ready. This is just kind of going to replace our normal like axes, and we can just recharge it. So again, it's a lot more easier. Obviously, we're making cheese, and some of our corn is ready to go. Obviously, we would have a bit more, but someone decided to harvest it when you're not meant to, and I don't know who that was. But anyway, we spoke to Sally, and she wanted a jungle perch, and obviously that was going to be really easy, and it wasn't going to take us like nearly all day, and you know, every fish that we caught just wasn't it. And I mean, we even looked in our book and was like, we know what it looks like, that's got to be it. And no, it wasn't it, and it still wasn't it. And we got one that was nearly it until we got it, and then we went back, and I mean, we're now nearly at 4 p.m. Like, the shops are going to be shutting soon. again, it feels like these sort of days, it's such a waste. Like, what else do we do at this point? Like, I know this sort of seems like I've just been ranting for like the last few minutes. I've not. I'm just trying to, get you to understand that if you watch this and think you're not making the most out of your time, or, you seem to just not be doing much, it is purely because there just isn't much for me to do. We did give a couple of fish to Theodore, which is going to help, and then we decided to go to the Undergrove because we did have 4 ruby shards from when we last visited the deep mine. We go in, and to be fair, this wasn't to go and find a bunch of treasure. This was mainly to get iron. I was very low on iron, and we're at the region now where all our tools are going to be iron or better, or we're going to need a lot of iron. So there was some areas where we were able to go in and find ourselves, like the candle hat. I am a big fan of the candle hat. It is good in some situations. In the Undergrove, it is quite dark, so it is difficult to sort of see. I mean, once I've recorded the episode, it doesn't show as dark as it usually is, but yeah, it is quite dark when you're playing, as you might know from playing yourselves. We did find 1 emerald, which was very nice, and we also found a bunch of iron, which, pretty much is what we came for. We did go to a few treasure rooms, and we did find ourselves a moose saddle, which was pretty good. We got a bottle of clouds, not too sure what that's for, but at the end of the day, I mean, as you can see, we got a ridiculous amount of iron. We had nearly 200 iron, as well as our moose saddle, a bunch of others, and we went round and got 45 glow buttons. I know, if you're big on money in this game, and you've got a bit of experience, you're going to be looking at me like, you're an idiot. You could have been selling that for a decent chunk. But again, I kind of like my place looking good. It lights it up. It looks really good. Things are looking good. And also, we make ourselves a new watering can because we were like, oh god, 8:30, haven't watered the crops. It hasn't snowed or rained today. We gotta catch up. I mean, at some point, I am gonna have to kind of stop it all and put down sprinklers. And I was gonna wait until a new season. But as you can see, the night merchant did actually arrive today. I was excited for it, and I knew we was going to need some money because his name is a merchant and they require money for us to buy stuff. So we went and dealt with an alpha bush devil. I mean, you've seen alphas many times, but I don't think I've ever seen one actually run away like this and just not come near me no matter what I did. And I eventually had to chase it through the water just so I could actually get there and stop it. But we took it out. We didn't get anything too crazy, but we told Franklin that we did, and he gave us a little bit of money. At this point, I didn't really know how much money I was going to need to actually, get a decent amount at the night merchant. We did manage to get an opal through grinding the shiny rock, so we finally got the town bell built, all the materials there, and it will be built. And we kind of just spent the rest of the day smelting ores and just doing odd jobs whilst we waited for the night merchant to open. But we did find out it wasn't going to open till late, so it was a lot sitting around and waiting at this point. Kind of just tried our best to fill up the time. I mean, watered crops, looked after animals. I mean, they're coming along well. Again, I'm probably going to need a bigger area. I haven't really got enough room for him right now, so that is another job. Milburn wanted 27 feathers. I don't know why. He's the sort of bloke you don't ask questions. I mean, he's in charge of money. So I was kind of like, yeah, there's your feathers, mate. Give some money. My rice was done, which is good because we was able to chop that down, get ourselves 100 rice, which then we're able to cook, put into our chest, and wait for Jimmy to turn up on either a snowy or a rainy day when it rains in the morning or snows in the morning, which I don't get. Like, why can't he just turn up, in the middle of the day if it's snowing or raining? But whilst we was waiting around, we was like, you know what, let's go put a moo saddle on a moo and look at us go. I mean, I'm probably not going to use it as a way to get round. They're not the easiest to control. It was just purely because I could. I was like, let's do it. But whilst we was waiting, we started cooking our rice. We make a little bit of money, and then boom, night merchant was open. And we did speak to him, and he just said, I sell stuff. And that was about it. But we saw that he did these mystery bags, and my inner gambler came out, and I was like, let's buy them all. We're going to make money. Let's buy them. I think it's safe to say I don't know if he made money. I mean, we got some cool outfits. We got a glowing axe. We got some bat wings, which are really cool. A lot of this stuff was like, kind of like decorative items. And I don't think I would do the night merchant again. Just purely because I'm not really too sure, if anything is actually worth anything. I mean, I got some bat wings on the new top. That's cool. I got a bell. I got a dice. Like, what am I actually going to use any of this stuff for? I mean, look at this. A jackaroo wand. It makes me float. If I had a glider, that'd be good. But these candelabras, posh word, turn green. Kind of spooky. I like it. But That's about it. Wind chime, place it down. But boom, kale is ready. And with that, we're able to put more into our box, as well with some corn. I mean, at this point, we're going to have so much to sell to Jimmy when he finally arrives. I mean, look at that. Look how much we've got to sell. We're going to be making big moolah. Obviously, we check the weather, and we see tomorrow it's going to be snowing in the morning. So that means one thing. We're actually going to be able to sell our stuff and make some money. So we're excited for that. And we even see we're ready to actually have 50 more eggs. Then we go collect stuff from our trees, our plants. We've got 100 plus apples that we're going to get. Things are looking good. I mean, planting these apple trees is probably one of the smartest things I've done, because not only have we sold a bunch of cooked apples to Jimmy in the past, we're also, we're now 50 plus apple jams. And I imagine they're going to sell for a decent amount. Well, I hope. If they don't, I'm probably just going to, start cheating. But obviously, it was time to water some crops. I mean, what else do we really do with ourselves? But then we spent a lot of license points on the new commerce license, which actually got us a 10% extra, money when we sell, which is good. We also managed to do another tower. We had enough stuff lying around. I checked on the Dinkum wiki, which is a great website if you've never used it. And yeah, new teleportation tower. We've now got it. We can now teleport to the original harbour where you come. We make it back to our base, and we just place some cooked meat into our crab pots. I mean, you can use raw, you can use cooked. We just had cooked lying around and was like, let's go. But the next day, this was it. Time to make it to Jimmy, but first we had to talk to Clover, and she wanted 4 shells. And believe it or not, I had 4 in a chest right next to her. So we went and gave it to them and said, here you go. Do you want to stay yet? She still don't want to stay, but hopefully she will soon. Because then I think then we've only need 2 or 3 more villagers, and then that's it, full. But look at this, we're ready. All that to sell to Jimmy, 1.1 mil. I mean, it's a decent amount. A lot of this is just passive income. But obviously we needed more crops, so we bought another 100 rice plus 50 kale. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't enough, so I had to go buy another 50 kale at this point as well. But yeah, forget about that. But we placed down our rice as well, didn't take as long, and then we collected what was actually in our crab pots. And this has been great for all our keys at this point, because I go through a lot quite quick. We then buy some more animal food before paying off our town debt, and we decided to get ourselves a house deed. With these, John can sell for rent signs, and we can actually rent out the houses to random villagers, and some of them like to fish, some like to hunt, some like to cut down trees. I mean, I've never seen them personally, but my wife has done it in her world and said, you get 1,000 dinks a week. It's I suppose easy money, plus there's extra people to do jobs for, which is extra license points, so it all sort of works out. Late that night, we went and dealt with an alpha jackaroo. I still think these are the hardest alphas you can face, because they're big shockwave. Is kind of difficult, because if you time it wrong, you struggle. But it was John that asked us to do that, and we actually was able to use our town bell for the first time. And as you can see, John was hiding next to his shop. I don't know if he didn't want to see us, but yeah, a little strained. But he gave us the money, so I can't complain. Maybe he didn't want to pay us out. Maybe he was being sketchy. The next day, we're making more cheese. We're making that cheddar. And boom, fishing contest. But this time I had a plan. Last time I didn't know that it was, for a certain type of fish. This time, bought myself a brand new fishing rod. I got myself some jelly brew. This actually gives you a boost to your fishing. So all we had to do was sit around and wait, do a little bit of crop harvesting. We even knew what the barracuda looked like and where they were going to be. We hopped on a jet ski and made our way out to the Northern Ocean. Honestly, we were reeling it in. Literally. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. And the best thing is, are you ready? We were winning. We were winning. And also, did you see how close we was to not putting in our score? But what I was able to do is go straight to him and sell them all. Are you ready for how much? Bear in mind, we just spent the day fishing for a contest. 500,000. It's a joke. All you got to do is that. All you got to do is get barracudas on the fishing contest. Northern Ocean, you're going to be rolling in it. The rest of the day, we looked after our animals and went out hunting a bit more meat, because we was running low for our crab pots. Obviously, we had to make sure we keep them up to date, because the keys were going to come in clutch at some point. I just know it. We went to sleep and woke up knowing that we were champions with our gold fishing trophy, and I sold it. I ain't going to lie. I sold it. I didn't keep it. I probably should have done. It would have looked cool, in the house somewhere. But yeah, we just sold it and got like 75k. But we did get the recycling bin, which is, you know, if you've ever played Animal Crossing, you know the recycling bin can come in pretty clutch. But then we put all our money in the bank and saw that we've now reached 3 million in the bank. That was good, but we wanted to actually get ourselves a compactor. I mean, we've had one before and we accidentally broke it. Yeah, it's not my fault, but it's alright because we're going to have a new one soon. The plan is just to kind of replace a lot of our stuff with the, you know, electrical stuff. We even make ourselves a second cheese maker because our cheese growing. Do you grow cheese? That was going well. And then we made ourselves an iron hoe because, you know, you've always got to have a top of the range hoe. We started planting down some more kale. I mean, we were doing carrot a lot. And we thought, you know what, let's increase our kale output because, again, we could do well. As you can see, the new house was built, but there wasn't any for rent signs. But, you know, the house is going to need a bed if people are going to come stay. So we got ourselves a sleeping bag and placed it in there. I don't know if you furnish it more, you do get more money. That would be a cool, like, unique sort of thing. But we will see. But then we do pay off the town debt and then apply for one more house deed. And we just plant it, you know, across, get everything ready, smelt some ores down, and it was easy enough to go. We did need some wood though, just so we could make the recycling bin and have enough wood to get this house ready to go. So we get that done, we put everything in, craft the recycling bin, place all the stuff in for the house, and then the recycling bin gets placed down just outside the shop because it kind of feels like the right place for it. We're hoping we can get something good in there, but that was it.